guys, it's Melissa Morrow and I am with the Vintage Bee. It is getting really close to market season again. We are actually having our first show. I believe it is August 23rd through 25th up in Perry, Georgia. And it is August 3rd today. So time is ticking away. We are having to really push through getting some products done and get ahead of the curve for market season. Thankfully, we have already ordered a bunch of fall decor and Christmas decor, which has been stored in our warehouse for the last couple of weeks as it's been coming in. But I do like to have some handmade items, especially at these vintage shows, because it's what people are looking for. So a couple of days ago, over the weekend, I showed you a video where I did these risers, and I love the feet. I missed the table that these were attached to originally, but I asked you if I should paint over them or not. And I'm gonna say that the verdict was about 50-50. A lot of people really liked exactly how it was, thought it was great and chippy. Some people thought it was too chippy. Some people didn't like the gold. The comments were really interesting to me. One person thought I should have had the gold on the grain sack line, which is an idea that I hadn't thought of and really kind of like. So I might try that on a future video. But I did decide that on the two larger boards that I would actually go ahead and sand and repaint them. And I decided not to do the grain sack line, although I think that, I know it's a little bit hard to see with the lights that I have on here, that you can actually still see some of the grain sack line under this, which I really like. And anyway, so I did go ahead and repaint both of the bigger ones. I kept it super chippy because that's the look that I like, and that's the look that I wanted. So here's a look at how I am doing this transformation. This is what it looked like. I actually do think that for it being gold and over the chippy, that this very detailed stencil came out pretty nice. But I agree that the juxtaposition of the gold and it being bright against that chippy background was a little bit clashy. So I'm just going to take some sandpaper, and this is going to be 80 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to completely sand it down. Sorry, I'm not exactly sure how I lost that footage, but here again, I am adding wax over the areas that I want the wood to show underneath. This is the area that it is going to chip. Now, I'm not adding as much as I did last time, although I'm not 100% sure that it won't still resist in those areas because I had waxed it before. So we'll kind of see what we get. I do still want a rustic piece. I do not want this to be pristine. So I am still adding some clear wax in order to create a resist for the milk paint on top.
Would you stay till the morning light, or would you follow me, or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning light? Before you turn away, I just want you to know that I didn't throw your stuff away. Before you make up your mind that I'm nowhere to find, I'm standing right here. I know that I told you we're over. I swear that I'm sober. Just listen, I miss you. And I know that I said all these things, but now when you're with her, I can see that you miss me. Would you stay till the morning light, or would you follow me, or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning light? Till the morning light. Till the morning light. Till the morning light. Yeah.
I used Miss Mustard Seed milk paint for these, and we do still have a great sale going on with the old stock of Miss Mustard Seed as we wait for the new stock to come in. I have been a retailer for Miss Mustard Seed for years, and when they switched formulas and brought it to the US, it was right around the time we were closing our brick and mortar store, and I just hadn't decided if I was going to invest in the new product. I decided that it really is my favorite paint. I just love the chippy look. I know it's not for everybody, but it is my favorite. So we decided we're gonna go ahead and carry that line. We're also gonna carry Fusion milk paint, which arrives on Monday. So you can go to our site, vintagebdesign.com, and pre-order for any of those. I estimated that I wanted each of these boards to be about 12 inches long. And so I just basically set up a stop at the edge of my board and then cut as many as I could out of this one board. I know that I want to be able to hang these up with a jute. So this time I'm going to do the pilot holes before I do the painting. And I'm just going to do this really quickly with my Ryobi power tools and one right after the other. I have chosen Dixie Belle's French linen to be the neutral background of these boards. And I have my Klingon S30, my absolute favorite paintbrush. And I've just misted each board with a little bit of water to make that paint go on a little bit more smoothly. It's a little thick in my jar. And I am doing this very rustic. It's only going to be one coat and it's not going to be pristine. I actually want, I'll call this a heavy dry brush, if you will. I do not want full coverage on these boards. Once they are 100% dry, I'm going to take them outside and sand them with 220 grit sandpaper. And this is just to smooth them out. I'm also going to smooth out the back and the sides of each board to make sure there's no splinters, since this legit used to be my fence. Next up, the most fun part is adding transfers. Here, I'm just going through all of my transfer scraps and I'm adding an embellishment and then a word that I think will look good on the board. And I do like the word slightly overlapping the actual embellishment, which you'll see, I think that adds a little bit of depth and character versus it just being off to the side. I legitimately did all 5 of these boards in probably about 35-40 minutes maybe, and that's tops, and that was actually letting the paint dry by itself. So this is a nice, quick, easy project using your leftovers that I think will be great sellers at the next market. Okay, so here's how they came out. And I think this was obviously the one that had the top. I didn't dog ear all of them, but this is the one that was at the top. I think it came out super charming. Of course, I have some for Christmas. And this is I'll have to look it up. I'll leave a link in the description, but this is one of these words, these gold words are one of the new redesigned by Prima transfers that came out. But otherwise, that was a new one, but otherwise everything else was simply leftovers. So they were just all my scraps. I'll put string here. I actually ran out of jute during these projects. So, and okay, so I really like this one. I might keep this one for myself. I don't know. The Queen Warrior. And then it's got the owl, the hooty owl, and some really pretty flowers. I don't know. Should I keep the Queen Warrior one? Let me know in the comments. Should this go in my office? Let me know. And so the last couple days have been all about getting through all of my scrap transfers. I am going to show you a video on the weekend of how my new system to store all of my transfer scraps. But as part of the office organization and getting all that done, I literally have huge boxes of tubes of transfer leftovers, and I need to find a way to better store them, which I have the system now, so that's gonna be one of my evening projects. And then the other part of that is actually getting rid of some of them so that I have less on hand and I have easy projects that I can pop out. So we picked these cutting boards up, bread boards, pizza boards, whatever they're called, from Hobby Lobby. I hate shopping at Hobby Lobby, but it is what it is. These were 50% off, which made them $12.50 each, and then basically just added transfers. This is the scripture transfer. You'll see I used several scripture transfers, and then I had some greenery left over, but I think these will do really well. I probably will sell this for $29.95 is what I'm guessing. Oh, and these signs, I was thinking $12.99, $14.99. Let me know in the comment what you think the right price for these signs should be. So, and again, this is all made from scraps. These are all leftovers. The only one I had was, I actually had used this, the scriptures transfer in another project. So these are just my leftovers of those as well. So again, and I just added some lilac to the top, or lavender, excuse me. And these are Prima, and this is IOD. I do not have This, I do not carry this. I think it was out of brocade, but even though I don't carry IOD, I do like to use it. But of course, my favorite are the Prima and the Dixie Belle transfers that I do carry. These are Prima and Dixie Belle down here. But again, it was all scraps. And this is IOD, and these are Prima, and I don't remember on this one. But I love mixing the birds, or the words and the flowers always. And I think I actually bought this because of the birds and a bunch of the little sayings that were there. I was out of town and I wanted to add transfers, and the place that I stopped had IOD, so that's why I ended up buying this. I think these all came out really cute. I expect them to be good sellers, and again, I will probably price these right at about $29.95. Okay, and for my last batch, I actually did go ahead and open an evergreen and holly transfers. I actually still have quite a bit left in here, so it's gonna do a lot of projects. But let me show you 4 that I did straight off the top. By the way, I have these evergreen and holly transfers marked down to $19.95 on my website, vintagebeedesign.com. So here's one cutting board. And then again, I used the gold words, and this just says blessed. You can see I've really got a nice sheen on this. So I added top coat, and then I did 2 layers of top coat, and then I added some wax over it, so it is really nice and soft. Got a good sheen. And then I've got this pretty little bird and this lovely cardinal. Again, look at that nice sheen. Isn't it really lovely? So this is gonna do a lot of projects, and I know that these types of projects tend to sell really well for me, and that's why I went ahead and opened one. So for this $19.95 tube, I'm probably gonna get, I'm gonna say 8 to 10 different projects, maybe more. So that makes it, you know, $2 a project. That is great ROI for these. It was this size that was 12, and these were probably like 9. So anyway, I am really pleased with the projects we've been able to crank out. I've run out of jute, but I already have some on order for Amazon. And my goal is just to keep cranking through projects right now so that I have a lot of handmade items that will go to market. I'm definitely gonna be making more of these. I think these are gonna be really big sellers. And I have so many leftover transfers. I have a really good stamp set by Prima too that's got some great words. So I think I might switch up and do some of these with the stamped words as well. There's a couple great stamp sets with really nice word combinations. So I think I will do that on a bunch of these. So look for that in our next video. I hope you are having a great week. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you again on Sunday when our main video releases. Thanks guys, have a great week.